YouTube, what's up? It's Duke back here from Sportsgamerz.com, and in today's Madden 22 tip video, I'm going to break down a super glitchy blitz that is unblockable and locks up the mobile quarterback. So, there's been a lot of really fast quarterbacks released into the game lately, from Cunningham, Lamar Jackson. If you play regs, a lot of people use fast quarterbacks too, and then the escape artist ability is just crazy right now. I think it's really OP, and a lot of people are using it to their advantage. And when you got the fast quarterback running escape artist, glitching the contains, you know how people do. They throw crossers and posts and flats on the run. It's going to be really, really hard to stop. I'm going to show you guys how to lock it up. So I'm going to show you guys a few different examples of what people could do to you. One of the most common ones right now is PA boot over from gun bunch tight end. So defensively, I'm going to show you something I like to do from the 3-3-5 wide nickel formation. This formation on defense is in a ton of playbooks. I'm right here actually using the 4-6 playbook, but you don't have to do that. If you are in the 4-6 though, you can come out in 3-3-5 normal, put safeties in at linebacker, all three spots you guys can see. Bam, bam, bam. And then you could audible into the 3-3-5 wide. Because if you just come out directly in 3-3-5 wide, we can put the safety right here, but you can't as the outside rushers. So, anyways, the play we're going to look at is Tampa 2 or cover 2 sync, either way. Now, to answer, I know people are going to ask me for my coaching adjustments before I show the setup. I only have auto flip on. Now, when I run this with auto flip on, I leave my zone drops off. By default. Now, I will say, if somebody just starts abusing me over and over again with certain route combos, then yes, I will adjust my zones, but this is going to be a heavy blitz to where I'm not really worried about that, so I'm fine either shading down for a hard flat or over the top for a cloud. I don't really personally feel the need unless someone just does the same setup every play to change them when running this defense. So, let me move the ball a little bit to give ourselves a bit more room. And while we do that, I just want to remind you guys, if you're new to the channel or even if you're not, that I do daily Madden 22 tip videos, gameplays, and news on the channel. So if you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Also, if you really rock with me, smash that like button, turn your notifications on. All that stuff does help out a lot. So I want to explain to you what people are doing. Most people are blocking the tight end, and then they're doing a few different setups. One common setup right now is just a curl out of the backfield, or maybe a Texas route out of the backfield if you have that hot route. When you combine that with the crosser, the post, and the little quick flat to lock it, really hard play to stop. So defensively, the way I like to counter this is I pinch my defense, which basically brings my safety or my secondary up in the box. I'm going to go ahead and blitz this corner over here that's on the tight end side, crash my line down, blitz all my linebackers, QB contain. Now, we're going to hover in one of the A gaps. If they like to run the ball, we'll hover over here. If I'm not worried about the run, I'll probably hover over here. Now, I have different things I can do with my coverage. At this point, it's all about coverage because when I run this blitz that I'm about to show you guys, them rolling out is not going to be possible. And also, we're going to get untouched pressure even if they stay in the pocket. So that you're going to be screaming here to where you can get pretty adjusty with what you want to do. Something I like to do a lot if I'm going to stick in cover 2 is just simply man up the guy and shade him to the inside on the slot receiver. And then I'll go ahead and I'll put my my safety that's on the right of the screen, tight inside into a curl flat, and put my safety that's on this side of the screen into an inside third. Now, I know that probably sounds complicated, but the whole reason why I'm doing this, and again, there we go, finally. And if they're just throwing quick flats, I'll either zone drop my curl flat to say 5 yards or shade down for a hard flat. And I know this sounds like a lot, and trust me, it can be, but the reason why I'm doing this is pretty simple. I know that by doing this, I'm taking away both flats. I got the main guy they try to use the crossing route manned up. And then all I have to do is basically take away their first read. Other than that, maybe I see. Now, you have to be aware of what's going on here. Because if you see like a seam streak to the tight end, you got to guard that. If you see the tight end going out on a corner route or a post, you got to guard that. If you see that somehow someone like a Texas route to the running back, you got to guard that. So you just got to be aware of the things you might have to watch. But other than that, I got both flats taken away. I got that crosser manned up, and I have the safety over the top that should just prevent anything quick that could develop for a quick touchdown. But if they, now this is dangerous though if they had time, but the thing is they're not going to have time. So let's take a look at how this works, and then I'll show you some other adjustments I would make after this. So with my user, basically what I do is I just touch the O-lineman for a split second, then I drop back in coverage. And one thing I'll say is definitely pass commit if you can. So this is how our defense looks, and I'm going to show you guys how it actually will work once we get it on the field. So here we go again, something common the offense might do, and just be aware of whatever their first read is, take it away, and as you guys can see, you're screaming. Like, all I had to do was take away that running back, and they had nothing. If you're enjoying my YouTube content, I highly recommend you check out Sportsgamerz.com. This is where I post all my premium Madden 22 content. I have eBooks, offensive and defensive schemes, plus I do 4 to 6 premium tips every week in the Madden Vault. This content is available for both current and next gen, so no matter what system you play on, we got you guys covered. Our best offer yet is the Sportsgamerz Madden VIP membership. This gives you access to the entire site, every tip, every ebook, plus the meta reports for only $19.99. I'll post a link to it in the description and the comments. Make sure to check it out for the best tips and content available at the best price anywhere. But like I said, you do got to be aware, because if the tie didn't happen to just run a streak down the middle or a corner route, that's you. Or even a post or a crosser, that is you. They don't really have time for that post to get open, and we have the safety there initially to where they can't just throw that. You have the crosser manned up and both flats taken away. So, you know, by the time you guys can see how fast this blitz is, they don't have time to do anything. You know what I mean? They're getting sacked. Now, I want to show you guys how this works if they actually do try to roll out. So if they do try to roll out on you, it's going to look something like this. And again, this is the same setup. You guys see, I mean, it sounds like a lot of adjustments, but I did it very fast. Again, I pinched my defense, crashed the line down, blitz all my linebackers, the corner and the tight end side, I QB contained. I put this guy in a flat, shaded down, man this guy up on the slot, and put this guy in an inside third. And again, I know that sounds like a ton of things, but y'all saw how fast I did it. It's really not. So, again, let's go ahead and just roll out here. And like I said, if you pretty much know they're passing, I would also pass commit, to be honest. But, like, let's just go ahead and roll out with Escape Artist. It doesn't work. So another thing that's pretty common is try to get a one-play touchdown out of this play, something like this, basically. So this same setup works really well against that, too. So we're going to go ahead, again, pinch our defense, crash our D-line inside or down, blitz all of our linebackers, blitz the corner inside, QB contain. So that's our blitz. Pretty easy to do. We hover in one of the gaps. Past that, though, I'm going to make the same adjustments. I'm going to go ahead and put the safety on the right of the screen and the curl flat, the one on the left of the screen in the third, man the corner up on the slot, who could be running, you know, most likely the crosser, and then I just shade underneath. Now, you don't have to shade underneath. If you wanted to, you could just have your zone dropped, but again, I personally don't zone drop with this defense unless, like I said, someone just keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again. But yeah, once again, you really just have to be aware of the routes that the offense is running and take away that first read, because you know that they're not going to have time for much at all. Now, like I said, I would always make sure this corner stays here. If you shade it inside, see how he moves to the inside, you don't want that. You want him to stay over there, because if he goes too far inside, he might get blocked. Another thing is, the reason why we press with no baseline is you don't want this guy super wide out anyways. You want him coming in fast, so that's why you want him in this exact pretty much spot. But again, we pretty much know that this is, yes, a dangerous coverage, but as long as we just take the first read away, they don't have time to do anything. And again, they have to eat a sack. Now, this is not just something for bunch tight end. This is something for anyone who tries to use this concept of basically a heavy blocking scheme with the tight end blocking on the line, rolling out, throwing some flats, crossers, or posts. So we could apply this the same way if we saw them in trips tight end with running crossers out of a different formation. Again, pinch your defense, crash your D-line inside, blitz your linebackers, blitz the corner and tight end side, contain. Past this, it's all about your adjustments. So what are you really worried about? Now, against a formation like this, I will say you have to play it differently, because a lot of times they might try to bomb you on the trip side if they think you're in cover two. So I would probably do a lot of things the same, except for just go ahead and put that guy in a third instead of a flat. And then honestly, I would probably go ahead and flat this guy And I would probably go ahead and man him up too. So like what I'm looking at here is pretty much simple. I'm looking at to see if the tight end, if he goes out on a seam streak, I gotta guard him. If not, I'm more so worried about the inside receiver maybe running a crosser, or potentially the running back if he went on like a Texas route. But again, you might see something like this, and we're going to have this boxed up really, really well. I got the flat covered on the tight end side, so if someone just runs a drag or a running back out of the backfield, I don't care about that. What I care about really would be, like I said, a tight end streak or a tight end post, maybe the running back on a Texas route out of the backfield, or potentially a crossing route to the inside receiver. Now, if I thought that maybe the running back could be going on a Texas route out of the backfield, honestly, I could easily stop that. And one thing you could do is you could, if you really were worried about the running back, just put this guy in man coverage on him, and then that is gonna leave you to where if the tight end goes out, you definitely gotta watch him, and then you could potentially have to watch two guys at once. So this is a little bit more risky. I would only do this if you think that the running back is going to be going out on a route for sure and the tight end's blocking. If you don't really know that for sure, this is a little bit safer of adjustment with the hard flat. Anyways, same concept though. You want to lurk in the gap. I tend to like to lurk in the gap opposite the running back, because that way if they do happen to run inside zone, you'll get a lot better sheds. As far as how this blitz works on the field, you're going to see that it pretty much works the exact same way. We just gotta touch the alignment for a split second. Then, as the user, we take that crosser away, and they're sacked. Now, again, if they have forever, they could find people open here, because unfortunately, even though we're making these adjustments with our zones, these post routes still glitch out pretty much any just very close. Not everything, but these post routes are just glitchy, and if they have forever, they might be able to find a way to bomb you, honestly, no matter what you do. So that's why the key is to bring pressure, so they don't have that time to begin with. That is the biggest key I could give you guys, is just take their time away, so they cannot just wait 30 years for something to get open and just run around like crazy. And this does that very well. Again, everything quick is taken away. They can't wait for the deeper stuff. They can't roll out, and they're sacked. Now you might say, well, what happens if they try to roll out opposite the blitzing corner? And that's very important why we contain, because this guy has outside leverage and he's on a contain, so they can't do that. One thing I would say is you definitely need fast outside linebackers, especially opposite the corner we're blitzing. So if they do roll out, he can't just outrun them with speed. And that is why I personally think that the 4-6 playbook is really good, because when you audible down from 3-3-5 normal to 3-3-5 wide, that way you get safeties in the game at linebacker, and they're going to be much faster. Now, you don't have to do that, but that's just something that a lot of pro players have been doing the last 2 years to make this formation even better. Anyways, I promise you guys this tip will help you out tremendously. It's a lockdown blitz against mobile quarterbacks, and really even pocket quarterbacks, but I specifically designed it to stop these types of people who abuse these plays of fast quarterbacks. Hope you guys enjoyed the tip. Until next time, it's Duke.